Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey. I'm Ourselves and this is Calcium Control. So what we have here is basically a Fire Justice Primal control deck where the only real win condition is going to be Knucklebones. Knucklebones is pretty sweet because it means you don't have to put any other win conditions in your deck. You don't have to care about like removal spells and you don't have to build around it in any way really apart from be alive when it gets to 7 and just be able to carry on the game from there. Another joy of this deck also gets to play Eilyn, as this is sweet as it's just a really cool way of just being able to turn opponents' Aegis units into no longer being able to 2-for-1 you just by the very nature of being an Aegis unit. There's no get to just pay 2, pop the Aegis, and then use whatever removal spell you had like a torch. So this is great against things like Vadius and Champion of Cunning, as well as against like time-based mid-range decks. If you're just able to stun down cards like Willbearer Behemoth, Heart of the Vault, then your opponent has to like commit more to the board, and that's when your harsh rules are really going to be able to take over. It's also got the sort of upside as well, as it's quite good against Dawnwalker. I mean, it just tax your power every turn, but until you're able to nullify a Dawnwalker by just being able to draw a bunch of 3/5s and 4/6s off the Knucklebones, then you're able to keep it busy for a while. So your harsh rules are still going to look quite impressive. Okay, so that's enough for the deck tech. Let's get on to those games and see what Knucklebones can throw for us. Okay, here we're on the draw. We've just got one scout and nothing else to really do, especially as we're on the draw. I think that's just an easy redraw there. This is slightly better. We've got a couple of angles covered with the Hailstorm and the Eilyn's Choice. Right, so against Praxis here. I'm sort of hoping tokens because I really want to get a lot of value off this Hailstorm. There's the additional Primal source we're looking for, so I suppose we can keep this Strategize right now. I've seen a lot of this, if this is Praxis tokens, I've seen a lot of that on the ladder the last couple of days. And it's been quite frustrating to play against when I was trying to ladder up with Argent Part. Just easy Island's Favour. Don't really want to Strategize yet because I'm not sure if this is actually just the bigger version of Praxis yet. I'm guessing with 2 crests on the plate might very well be. Well, this is sort of fun because hopefully, if our opponent's just being quite slow to develop, okay, maybe this is like a Morton Fist deck. Oh, maybe not. The free faction. Well, there's Knucklebones, so we're in good shape. So this could very well be a Finest Hour, but I think we'll actually get a little bit more value off this Hailstorm actually. So opponent only gets to make this a 3/3 next turn. If like an Unseen Commander will get to snap them both up. So I think I'll play with power first when I perhaps shouldn't have, or like the opponent last turn. And okay, so they have some sort of fast interaction. Well, I'm going to keep the extra copy of the Hailstorm here. I think in terms of power, we've got 6 here. So maybe it's the Throne Warden that I don't really want, as I do just want to be able to play up Knucklebones on time here. And with 2 Hailstorms and an Eilyn's Choice, we should be in good shape.
I bring you aid.
Oh, that's a noisy voice line that the Sitrap's got now. So now we're perhaps actually looking for a harsh roll. Well, nothing wrong with Levitate. So I'm pretty sure I've probably got like a Torch or a Finest Hour here. I would like to perhaps get to a point where we can like double Hailstorm on 6. But I think for now we're just going to keep up the Eilyn's Choice. This will become a 4/4 on the next turn, and we'll be able to catch it then.
You don't want to make my allies your enemies.
Another Seraph, so
Bring you aid.
this will be quite nice when we are able to actually just hit the double Hailstorm. But for now, I'm willing to chuck out the first one, just to deal with that. Then we all take 6 on the next turn. This way as well, with double Hailstorm, if our opponent like makes a Heart of the Vault here, we're still able to tidy up everything. Well, pretty sure our opponent's got one Finest Hour. But in that case, we do at least get to kill one of the Seraphs. Oh, they must have been torched then. Well, no, I guess it's time to roll on bones. So now the rest of our deck's going to get transformed, but for the rest of the game, we get to draw 2 cards a turn. And it's very unlikely that any of it's going to actually be power. So on average, it's going to be quite... Oh, well, there we go. Good, the combo. Voice of the speaker, and probably not having any power in the deck. Well, we'll Wisdom of the Elders first, see what we find. And this is certainly a collection of units.
The speaker.
Well, we've got enough power to be able to activate the Noble Firewing. So we've got a reasonable clock, as well as just clogging up the board here if our opponent's trying to be aggressive and fight through.
Let's dance.
Driven Explorers? Mage? No. Well, I can jump off the Humbug and then get it back later with the Shadowlands Guide, which is pretty sweet, but I think for now we'll just play down the 3-6, which is going to do a good job against this here. A lot of these are like draft staples so far in these two, so we've not rolled too badly so far. Ooh, the Deep Forge Plate here is going to hurt. So they're attacking fit. We've got 8 toughness and we've only got 6. I suppose we can block it, just take 2. Finest Hour would kill us here. Well, Torture do exactly the same. There's a Finest Hour if we do block. I think we do just block with the 3-6. We just take 2, and then we should be able to reload here and just be able to put enough things to get in the way.
The blood of my heart. A world to build.
I know we can put enough stuff in front of it now just to get rid of this 8-8. Our opponent is going to get to gain another 8 life, and so far we've only got a bunch of draft chaff, so it's going to be a little bit of a problem trying to actually end the game right now. But I'm sure we'll be able to overwhelm them just in the next couple of turns. What am I finding some sort of way to be able to gain some life here? Well, solstice, so I suppose we just put everything. And if our opponent like kills the Humbug, then we're going to be super happy because we get to get it back to chump block the Valkyrie next turn. Ooh, Father's Choice is perfect. Well, we get to Father's Choice this.
I search the Shadowlands.
So they've still got a 3-3, but we've managed to knock off the Deep Forge Plate, which is the real important piece. And then we're just going to make a huge copper conduit. Now we can attack for free. Not really concerned about anything.
Let's dance.
Oh yes, we get to live the dream. Right, okay. We are doing it.
This way.
Get the Humbug back. And then if our opponent attacks with the 3-3 here, we get to levitate our 3-5 and block. Yep, you got it. Oh, they're not biting. Oh, my turn. Great.
Ricano's weapons unmatched.
Oh, surprise! Pocket Sand. I can just imagine like how cross our opponent is that they're having to deal with this.
Trust me, I'm practically a doctor.
Well, no, board's looking pretty great against what our opponent's got. There's that bunch of 3/4s and 3/5s, as well as whatever this does. I'm sure this is a draft pick at some point. Oh yes, I'm going to enjoy playing this.
What a perfect night.
Well, for now it's just an easy attack for 1 in the air. Gotta get there eventually, and then we can ultimate this guy.
I bring you aid.
Trust in your skills.
I'm looking forward to stealing this. Oh, Chakram, great. So we can turn this into a 4/1, which is... But for the most part, I suppose we're just going to be stealing this. I suppose there's no reason not to just attack for the free there. And then we get to just have even more energy. So if we don't draw anything good, we're just going to get to keep using the Seraph's ability here. Okay, here at the play, hand looks pretty good here. And Runehammer, got a bunch of choices, so hand sweet, hammer on the play, so we get to just scout it up. The second Primal Sigil is probably going to be quite important, because that'll mean we'll be able to play our Wisdom of the Elders if we find one. Okay, and this looks like tokens, which could be reasonably rough for us. I don't think there's a token producer that care about on 2, so on 3 I'll probably hold up the Kaleb Destroyers to try and snag an assembly line for that, and Vanquish, get out of here. We've already got an answer to a Heart of the Vault here, so don't need 2, especially at this early juncture of the game. Really do find like a Hailstorm here though. There's no Aegis in our opponents, like faction identity, so we will be playing the Levitate just to draw a card here. I'm sort of hoping to snag an assembly line. So it's just on the grinding drone plan.
This'll do the trick.
And this would be a great time to draw a well, there we go. That would be a great time to draw the Hailstorm, and we do, so let's tide up this board. Where it's a Stone Rain our opponent back to just free power.
It's written right here.
If the Harsh Rule as well, then we should be in some pretty great shape here. Don't really need to Runehammer quite yet. Well, there's a target for Runehammer. I should have perhaps played the Justice House last turn to be able to play the Hammer, and then we get to remove 2 of the threats, but Hammer's pretty bad against like general token nonsense. So I don't mind it just being gobbled up here as just a 1-for-1. We do also have the Harsh Rule to tidy up, and there's the Wisdom of the Elders, that's exactly what we need.
Time quickens.
If I probably plays too much into this board, then I will perhaps Harsh Rule, but I'm not Harsh Rule, I'm just 2. Let's have a see what we find. Let's go, probably does have a fast effect here. Yeah. We don't need all this power, but when we do find a Knucklebones, then at least we'll be able to play pretty much anything it could generate for us, which would be pretty nice. Is this the Heart of the Vault? And Humbuck Swarm's probably enough. I'm not going to Caleb's choice that, but I will Harsh Rule this on the next turn. We could also with Eilyn's choice that, but I think killing the initiate sounds going to be nice anyway. But it's interesting to see that I'm probably playing the version with the Humbuck Swarm, so perhaps they are not playing the Heart of the Vault in this version. Well, Hailstorm, so we've got ourselves covered for quite some time here. Especially as we can destroy obelisks with the Caleb's Choice, which is another nice function that it's got.
Time quickens.
Well, here's the Knucklebones. So now hopefully we'll just be able to take over the game pretty quickly, just drawing some random nonsense and getting in there. Well, Hammer and Might, and I guess we're just playing on the side of the Spire. Hammer and Might's not exactly the perfect draw here, but as soon as we do draw a unit, we should be in okay shape. But the Caleb's Choice is going to be countering that. Yeah, should have perhaps just like saved for the Hailstorm. I probably conceded to the counter spell anyway, but I think perhaps countering that was actually a mistake and we should have just used the Hailstorm. But I probably was in rough shape just because we will be drawing 2 cards a turn, and for the most part, unless we get random nonsense like the Hammer of Might, it's all going to be impactful on the game. Well, here's a redraw just there. 1 Justice Source. Now, this sounds a lot nicer. Got a bunch of interaction, and then we've got our end game with the Knucklebones.
Wield the blade.
Well, 2 torches is probably pretty quick against this deck, and I think I will keep the undepleted power here. And if our opponent puts like a Onyx Tan on this because they're playing Skycrag, then we'll just get to Vanquish this. There we go, the ideal Skycrag opening. We'll just get to snap this off, and we've also got a decent answer to Vadis here as we're able to Levitate and then Torch. But I'm not above Levitating and Torching just a Snowcrust J either. Grab up the Fire Source here. I will just torch this now. No reason to leave ourselves open to anything like a backlash that our opponent could be playing. And we've also got a Hailstorm to be able to tidy up our opponent later on. Well, this Hailstorm's not going to be great. But I think our opponent's just got 2 cards in hand. I think we can just take the 5 here. Let him play like 1 more threat into the board just so that our Hailstorm does something other than just be an Aegis Popper. Our opponent's off it, so we can't take 5 again because we've got the Ive Winter. I think this is what we'll do. We'll just Ive Winter here. Because this leaves us open to next turn Ive Winter this and then Hailstorm just to be able to wipe the board. I probably should be able to do something too ridiculous with 5 power. Or if I just play some more stuff that dies to Hailstorm. Well, 6 damage, ouch. Well, it's not ideal for us. But we've denied our opponent the opportunity to be able to generate any war cries. If they do have the second Obliterate, then we are dead. But if it's just like a Champion of Fury or some sort of charge unit, then we're able to finish it off with just a Torch. I think right now we just need to find the face Aegis. But we'll be keeping that Hailstorm. 2 is basically the same as 3, so there's no point to play the Runehammer just like an empty board yet. I don't quite want to just play out the Knucklebones and die to a charge unit, but I'm pretty sure if they had a charge unit they'd have played it, and if the top unit of their deck is a charge unit, then I'm more than happy. Like for them to scoop up the win. Well, there's a bit of lifesteal for us as well, which is nice. Well, we'll levitate this. And then we're not going to use a torch. I'd much rather keep that up. I also don't allow our opponent to put a chakram on this, because then we do kill it, they get to have a chakram in hand. That's pretty gross for us. So I will, in this instance, just play the Runehammer down. Protects us from any like fast effects there. Also, I feel like our opponent's just not got a fast effect. And then next turn we're able to load up the Sauropod Wrangler and the Stone Scar Magus, and well, Shaman Pack is not quite attainable yet. We can't make it cheaper with the Sauropod Wrangler either. But I think
The rebellion lives on.
Milos here and the Sauropod Wrangler is going to be pretty good for us. And then as well, we can just use the Infuse Strike like defensively if our opponent does have a charge unit here. There's those really not to attack before. Yep, that's probably fair. Well, we get to gain a little bit of life here. Which is like effective life because it's armor, so our opponent's had enough here as well, because they can sort of see we're thinking about something. I suppose that's how you're just going to win the majority of your Knucklebones game, is your opponent's just had enough at looking at these draft cards. And this sounds quite good. We're going to be able to Wisdom, and if there's a matchup that needs it, we've got Eilyn and Hailstorm. So I will keep this. We're on the draw, but the hand we've got is not too slow either. And I guess we kind of, that's great. We're just going to pick up the Primal Source here. If our opponent plays like an Aegis unit, then we'll be able to just pop it with the Levitate as well, which is pretty nice. And Diplo also means that we're definitely against something a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, we'll just bluff the torch. If our opponent wants to put a weapon on this as well, that's going to be pretty sweet, because we'll just be able to take it out with the Vanquish. But this is pretty ideal for us, actually. There's no way to draw a card off this. And now we do have the torch. We just get to Hailstorm. The next turn, like, as soon as opponent doesn't do too much, we're able to torch whatever the threat is and play a Wisdom of the Elders.
Draw, mister.
We're just happy to allow our opponent to get the Warcry and just see if we can find a better target for this torch. And if putting a weapon on here, then I'm even happier. So no blocks for me. I'm taking 2, more than happy. I'd rather just wait till the end of the turn before we fire off this torch. Right, our life is a resource here. I can also just have more information by just having the Wisdom of the Elders up. Well, no, pretty good. I'm just going to kill the one with the greater power first. Is this Finest Hour? No, okay. We do sort of need to find a Justice source here. So we're able to play this hammer. I'm also happy just to crest it up here. We'll keep that torch, and then next turn we should be able to just Eye Winter this, like, no matter what goes on it. Now, Bloodlot's mostly fine, because then we're going to be able to just Vanquish it, play the Eye Winter. Now we should be able to effectively ground our opponent down. Our opponent should have a good amount of charge in the deck as well, because I'm pretty sure that in this faction they're going to be playing the big 4-drops, like the Bandit Queen and the Highwayman. No, there we go. Great shape. Got the Runehammer going. And now if we do find a Knucklebones, then we should be able to go over. This is like a Finest Hour. I will probably We're not going to take any damage per se. But I will probably just like Kaleb's choice this. I'd rather keep the torch for like a charge unit. And then next time we should have like the full shields up with the Eilyn's choice on the torch.
Draw, mister.
Wisdom's pretty great as well. What? There we go. We've got 2 torches, so should be a pretty tough fortress to crack now. And we just need to find our Knucklebones so that we can start trying to win this game.
I've got a clear shot from here.
Well, we've got enough power. We don't need to torch quite yet. Little scout. Let's see if we're any closer to the big Knux. And Strategize should do it. We will. Yep. So stun that one. We'll torch this one, and then if our opponent puts up a deep forge plate on this to unstun it, then we should be able to still deal with that. And all these weapons are great because I just keep turning on my Vanquishes. Well, we're going to Strategize first. Well, something easy to put on the bottom. I'm going to save my Strategize until next turn because I do like everything we've got in hand. And I'd also like to hold up the Eilyn's choice just to be able to protect us from any sort of nonsense.
Locked and loaded.
Well, we've got it all. I feel like playing a unitless JPS deck here. I'm just able to torch this and bring down this. The 5th power opponent's been waiting for.
Let's dance.
Just a Will and Joel's fine. We'll Strategize. I'll probably be bottoming this Crest of Power. Well, it's Crest of Fury. Well, got multiple, so why not? And Throw one is going to be great as well because that's an actual win condition. I suppose my opponent can have charges in the deck, but I'd also rather just, if possible, like if my opponent just bricks for a turn, I'd rather just get some value off this hammer, be able to turn it into a 2-for-1. It's going to be very difficult for our opponent to play anything into it right now. And now I've got the hammer. Yeah, opponent's had enough. Didn't even get to play with Knucklebones. Okay, well, easy redraw there. And this is much more like it. Also got like double Hailstorm, which is just really good in the ladder right now. Sometimes you could just be forced in the position. What? I thought Hailstorm's not going to be good against this matchup, but at least it'll pop an ages for us. And yeah, more power's great. Although I can pair them up later in the game just to be able to finish off like multiple threats from our opponent. Now there's a Knucklebones, great. I've also got the shields up for a Rain of Frogs, because if our opponent like Rain of Frogs and Knucklebones, then we are dead. And then our opponent's going to think that Rain of Frogs is great, and it's going to keep playing it. And this will be like the end of the world, basically. Wisdom Elders is fine. Basically, anything that our opponent wants to do that isn't killing us is fine by me, because all I want to do is just get to 7, play the Knucklebones, and finish off the game from there. And rats. Our opponent's going to get our Knucklebones. They might actually not though, might just take like the Eilyn's choice or something. I assume you have to take this, because this is like, got to be our only win condition. But it is also very far away because we're only at 4, so we can hope that we get to keep this. I assume my opponent is writing our entire hand down because the game doesn't yet have the function where we're able to just let revealed cards stay revealed. Well, I'm playing for a Warden. Does a reasonable job at blocking Feast Caller just because they trade and it forces opponents to like use 2 removal spells to pop the Aegis. But I assume they've seen Knucklebones and they just want to protect their champions. What? Surprise, we've got another Realms choice. Oh wow, this was great, so it'll protect us with face Aegis as well. I'll block. I accept your terms. There's a pretty nice spot to be in here. If our opponent does play a champion at the end of turn, then we'll be able to torch that and then just use our Hailstorms to wipe the board. And then after that, if our opponent isn't able to reload straight away, we could just play down the Knucklebones and then see where the game takes us from there. But I'm reasonably happy just to take my 4 here. That's fine. The opponent doesn't add to the board. Okay. I'm sort of happy just to use 3 of our cards just to kill this champion, because I think this is more of a nuisance than... Yes, let's get this down. Dual Storm, clear the board, and then we can play the Knucklebones when all we're facing down is a G on Feast Call. Of course, it's a bit of a problem because the opponent does now have a 5/5 for free. But we'll be able to keep up with the cards it's drawing anyway. And considering we're drawing 2 like draft cards a turn, we can probably just put enough stuff in the way that this won't be able to actually deal any damage at this end of like. Draw our opponent some cards for sure, but it won't be able to actually get in. I've been super impressed by this card though, especially when it's joined up with cards like Dark Return and Champion of Cunning. This isn't the one with Ambush, sadly. Well, let's put the 7/5 in the way. And if something like an Inkle Blood and Azrael's Gift's fine. We're just going to be able to play out everything we draw anyway. I'll just attack with this for 11. This is sort of fun. Like, we can play a couple of things out, but I'm probably going to play the bait. Bait does a reasonable job of like chump blocking here. And our opponent has to like Inkle Blood it so we don't get the dragon. So we're able to grind them back out anyway. Though I do feel like now we're really behind just because our opponent is just going to draw so many cards with the Feast Caller. Well, I know that was going to get us anyway, so... has drawn a good portion more cards than us. Well, let's just pop the Aegis. If we do find a removal spell, we'll be able to do a little bit of something about it. See how big our opponent can get the Yeti up to. I think can do some real work here, but I suppose if we're not dead soon, opponent might deck themselves. You know, got exponential growth here with the card draw. Guys, what we're looking for, like still strategizing now. I'm pretty jealous of their hand, just like how big it is. I suppose what might something like a Carnosaur or just something silly like an Icaria. Not quite the combo, but we've... As we get to attack for 5 back. Could have done that in like the opposite order to try and pop up on its face ages, but I don't think that's going to matter. It's going to put this 5-1 here, it's going to bite removal spell. But I was going to draw 6 and 7. Aw, Harbinger ruins our fun. I always find that the discard when you overdraw just has to be really tilting, that you don't get to make any choices in that. Yeah, now we are absolutely dead. Could be super lucky just to like Lightning Storm, Harsh Roll. Well, Lobber Crew. Taste it. We're still good. We're still dead, but I'm going to be a good spot and let our opponent kill us good old-fashioned way. But now actually, considering whether they want to draw 6 cards, which is always a pretty great spot to be in, because it is just like mill 4. Won't mind a madness actually, just to be able to pop this off. But yep, just a block for you there. Oh, well, we got channeled out. So give me the old GGs and move on to the deck tech. Okay, and here we are with the Calcium Control outro. The deck was pretty sweet. I'm going to enjoy any deck right now. It gets to play a playset of Hailstorm and Harsh Rule, and then just have some like really hard to interact with Knucklebones. And in games where you just manage to grind your opponent down to nothing like you saw against the free faction Gunslingers deck, you're just going to be able to take over the game as soon as you find this. Sadly, we weren't able to find it, but we just managed to bore our opponent to death with all our just removal spells and interaction. But the overall card quality that you're going to be drawing is going to be, on average, slightly better than just a normal deck, just because you're never going to be drawing power again for the most part, and you don't have to worry about any sort of influence requirements. But I still stand by what I said, where this is just a great card for creating stories, as you just get to remember those things where you just had some absolutely absurd stuff happening. But overall, the deck's sweet. We'll definitely be playing this again and just watching how Lights Out Ace innovates with this and just improves it over the coming sets. But thanks for watching. I've been That Resolves, and this was Calcium Control.